before we get there, we got to figure out who the hell is going to make it to the playoffs. Who's going to win the NFC West? The Cardinals had a chance yesterday to rectify their 16-6 loss to the Seahawks the prior weekend. They had won 4 in a row before they fell flat in Seattle. They go to Minnesota. The Cardinals have not won in Minnesota. I looked this up last night. The last time the Cardinals won in Minnesota, the Vikings played outdoors, and the Cardinals were from St. Louis.
Wow.
It was 1977.
That's amazing.
The last time the Cardinals won in Minnesota. There was like a 14-year gap before the Cardinals played in Minnesota. 1991 on, every time they played in Minnesota, the Vikings have won, and the Vikings pulled it off yesterday. Down 19-6 in the second half. Finally, it turned on. The Boo Birds were out. I was questioning when you can get Daniel Jones ready to go for Sam Darnold, and that's what impressed me the most. They settled down. They put together a touchdown drive, made it 19-12, right? 19-12?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1913. 1913.
Yeah.
And then they just continued to chip away, and it was ultimately 22-16 late in the game. Vikings drive down. They get the touchdown. And I thought they left too much time. They put the clamps on Kyler Murray and company. They didn't even get a first down on that final drive. When they had a chance to go down and win the game with just a field goal.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it's my superlative, and it's presented by Accenture.
Yes,
here.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
host,
you.
Okay?
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Thank you.
I got so excited to
Don't
talk
worry,
about the
Accenture,
Vikings.
I got you, okay? Don't worry. The guy
Sasquatch
hates and
has you
loves his
covered,
team, okay?
Accenture.
But and this is great that I have the superlative, because my superlative for Vikings defeating the Cardinals is up yours, Florio. Up yours, Florio. That was a direct text I got from Sam Darnold. He told me to say that to you.
Did he really?
No,
Oh.
no. I wish.
Too bad.
I wish he'd be my freak. I would have showed that and go, look at this. This is the greatest text I ever got. No,
I picked the Vikings to win.
I know, but you've wanted to trade him. You've wanted Matthew
I didn't want to trade
Stafford.
him.
You
I wanted to
doubted-
bench him for Matthew Stafford.
Okay, that's so much better. Thank you. There he was, big moment. Yes, they weren't at their best yesterday, but clutch drive to go down. And we said when we were in the viewing room, right? Arizona had to make a decision there. I think they had a 4th and goal from the 4. Do you kick the field goal or do you go for this touchdown?
And what did you say?
I said, well, listen.
What did you say?
I said I'd kick the field goal and go up 6 and make Sam Darnold have the pressure and go down and score a touchdown.
Wait.
That's right.
Up
That's what
yours,
I said.
Sims. Love Sam.
Yeah. Well, he proved it that he could do it, and that was a big moment, a big drive for him. That is, I think, a moment though that will change your locker room a little. It's another little thing, a notch in his belt where the team's going to go, damn, hey, we're down. He can bring us back. He's cool. He's got, ice in his veins that way. And that will go over with guys, certainly, and give your team more confidence as you go forward.
The trend that he established early in the year was they would be up multiple scores in games.
Yes. And then
it would get down to a one-score game,
right.
and he would find a way to slam the door on the comeback.
Yeah.
And he did that multiple
right.
times.
You might have let them come back a little bit.
Up until the Lions game.
Yeah.
That was the one game when the narrative broke. They didn't slam the door. It was a 3rd and 4 play, and it was a bad throw, and the Lions had a chance to win the game after that. But yesterday was down 13, first time in his career he's ever come back from a deficit of 13 or more points. And when in doubt, when you get into that, as Jason Garrett would call it, nut-cutting time, which always makes me squirm a little bit, even though I'm not sure that's specifically what he's referring to, throw it to Justin Jefferson. That was the one thing that Kirk Cousins got wrong in the playoff game against the Giants.
Yeah.
He throws it 3 yards short of the sticks to T.J. Hawkinson when Justin Jefferson, he's doubled. No, the safety's flat-footed. He's running by the safety. He's gone. You win the game if you throw it to Justin Jefferson there. And Sam Darnold, first play, boom, Justin Jefferson. And looking for Justin Jefferson, there was a key 4th down at some point in the 4th quarter. What do? You throw it to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Because in those moments, he's going to rise up. You put it close enough, he'll go get it. So, yeah, I got to give him credit. And it was funny because my son was texting me yesterday, like, they're going to lose. It's not going to. It's not.
No,
yesterday was one of the few days where I actually believed that they were going to win the game.
Yeah,
that I didn't even doubt it. That it's like, they're going to win this game. They're going to win this game.
It wasn't their best game. Again, we named it off to start the show. It was one of the 5 games yesterday where you go, the team that lost probably outplayed the team that won. Definitely about that. Big moment in this, where it was 19-6, you were down by 13, like you talked about. Great drive to go down the football field, a bunch of 15-yard passes, boom, score, make it 19-13. This was, to me, the play of the day. 19-13, Cardinals are starting to drive. Kyler Murray scrambles. He realizes I have nowhere to run. He's going to throw the ball out of bounds, and he doesn't get it out of bounds, and it gets intercepted. And that allowed the Vikings to then go down and score and make it 19-16. To me, that was a moment of the game where they could have chewed up more clock. It looked like they were on the move once again, and that swayed momentum, or at least the chances of you guys coming back more into your favor. I thought that was a big play.
Yeah, that was a big play and a big win. 10-2 somehow the Minnesota Vikings are, and as we mentioned earlier, Kirk Cousins coming to town. Kirk Cousins. I like it, Kirk Cousins. Seahawks Jets, my superlative. He could go all the way. Even if he doesn't believe it. That Leonard Williams play, that moment, those two plays, that's the game.
Yes.
21-7, the Jets are up.
Right. The second fumbled kick return of the game by the Hawks.
Special team shit show.
Right. It was
for the Seattle
21-7. They got a short field, right? You want to lay it out? Go ahead.
Well,
double move.
Garrett Wilson wide open in the end zone.
Right.
Wide open in the end zone, and Aaron Rodgers just misses him. Just misses it.
Throws it safe, like he's in the tightest man-to-man coverage
well,
we've ever
and
seen.
he had somebody bearing down on him,
Right.
and that's what Leonard Williams said after the game. He's older, and he doesn't like getting hit. And somebody texted me after we said that last night on Football America and said, Leonard's right, because that's kind of what's happened.
Yeah.
And then on the next play, after the missed opportunity to go up 28-7, the tip, the catch, and off he goes. And Leonard Williams told me at about the 50, he's like, when is someone going to catch me? And then he realized, I got the left sideline. Nobody's catching me there.
Got a convoy.
To my right, I got a bunch of guys they're going to have to get through if they're going to stop me. I asked him, you ever run 92 yards on a football field before? He said, I've never run that far in my life. So he was gassed. He had the touchdown. He had the 2 sacks. At halftime, Aaron Rodgers said, I gave you an early Christmas gift. And, he's probably going to be sleeping with that football, bronzing that football. That was his first career touchdown, and that was the moment that the game changed.
Yeah, it was. That was a huge moment of the football game. And this is another game where, again, the Jets probably were the better team on the field for the majority of the day, but they found ways to be the Jets and mess up every situation, whether it's the last drive of the game and their defense commits penalties on 4th down to keep the drive going. Do we have the Rodgers overthrow TD? I thought we did, because I would love to show that if
I think we
could
do.
real quick. Because, again, I've been one to make this point for a while here that Rodgers, yes, throwing the ball quick, not hanging the pocket, not aggressive decisions. Yeah, the age, he doesn't want to get hit. He also wants to be safe with the football. But here's the play. It's 2nd and 8. It's a double move.
He just sailed it.
Put it on him. Put it on him. And, if we can rewind it one more time to show it again, the pressure ain't that bad.
No.
It
He's
ain't
seeing
that
ghosts.
bad.
He's seeing ghosts.
Okay. So, that
But you
play,
can see it coming from behind. See
Right.
that? Guy's coming from his left. I think he's like, I got to get rid of this because it's starting to, the walls are starting to maybe possibly close in.
I think so too. So wait, so here we go. We're going to be safe with this throw to wide open receiver. And then the next play,
He overcompensated.
we're
just
going
like a kicker.
and throw into a mosh pit of Seahawks players over the middle, kind of on the run across your body. That's to me where, again, I'm just amazed that Aaron Rodgers would make that play in that moment. That was a huge, huge moment of the football game. And, the Jets, who did some solid things yesterday, incredible they found a way to lose that game.
3-9.
Yeah.
And Jeff Ulbrich, the interim head coach, did not rule out a quarterback change after the game.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I missed that.
He was asked the direct question,
Right.
and it was like, we need to look at the film. Think about it. If the Chiefs would lose a game like that, and you say to Andy Reid, hey, you make corrections.
Yeah,
Just leave. Take that person's credential and his cheeseburger and get him the hell out of here.
Right.
To even entertain that and give that credence, I think, is significant. And we know the reporting that Woody Johnson wanted to bench, and we confirmed that. Woody Johnson wanted to bench him after week 4.
Yeah.
He suggested benching him after week 4. And now we're into garbage time. He's not going to be back. There's no way he's going to be back with the Jets next year.
No.
There's no way he'll be back with the Jets next year. Not after what we've seen. 3-9. And there's going to be a new coach and a new GM.
His play.
You don't want the mistake of the prior regime. You want your own guy. There was nothing about this. If you're inheriting Peyton Manning like Tony Dungy did when he went to Indianapolis, that's a no-brainer. You're inheriting the guy that got the old regime fired.
Right.
That decision is what got the old regime fired. You don't want that guy.
Yeah. No, I mean, ask Matt Eberflus and how he feels about that with Justin Fields and doing all that stuff there in Chicago.
All right,
but
Rams.
To your point, real quick. I mean, too, the guys he brought up, Devontae Adams dropped a wide open 4th and 2 pass that was an easy first down. Breece Hall, they're driving late in the game, fumbles. Those led to Seahawks field goals. Now, so that was just really bad. All right, Rams defeat Saints 21-14. Code crackers. That's my superlative. Because first half was struggle for the Rams.
Are you calling them crackers?
I'm calling them code crackers, okay? You're funny. But either way, the Rams offensively kind of moved the ball in the first half, but just couldn't capitalize. Got stopped on downs one time. There's no points to show. But in the second half, there they go. And it just was, they had 4 drives in the second half, and they scored a touchdown on 3 of them. And the other one, they got a first down or whatever, had to punt the ball. But this is just a matter of time. I don't care how good your defense is. The Rams are going to figure out what you're doing and how to attack it at some point. And Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams and Stafford were awesome in the third and fourth quarter.
It was funny because one of the PFT writers texted me after halftime of that game. It was the first time that the Rams had not scored a first half point with Sean McVay as the head coach.
Right.
That was the first text. And then the next text, and I read that out loud. Hey, this is the first time the Rams haven't scored a point in the first half after Sean McVay. And then the second text came through, and it was in the regular season. And I looked over because Devin was smiling. He's like, I was waiting for that one. Because there was a game they didn't score a point in the first half.
Right.
And it was in the postseason. It was in the Super Bowl.
Fairly big game.
Yeah, fairly significant game.
Yeah.
So with the second time, with Sean McVay as coach of the Rams, they failed to score a point in the first half.
Well, they were down 3-0, and their one good drive of the first half, they drove down, and New Orleans had kind of controlled the game a little bit and missed a field goal themselves at that point. So I don't know if they panicked, but it was only 3-0. They had a 4th and 4 at the 25-yard line in the second quarter and went for it. Incomplete pass, and then New Orleans went down the field and kicked and got a field goal off of that, or maybe it might have been another drive and a swap of drives there. But either way, that was one curious moment in the first half.
Taysom Hill feared to be done for the season with a knee injury. He was carted off late. That's not good for the Saints. The Saints were showing a little life under Darren Rizzi. They had won 2 in a row, and they're not done yet, but boy, if they had won that one yesterday, then they inch closer. They would have had 5 wins. They'd be a game behind the Buccaneers and the Falcons. It wasn't to be. The Rams are the team, as we said earlier. They're the team to watch in the NFC West.
Agreed.
And if you're the Lions, if you're the Eagles, if you're the Vikings, if you're the Packers, if you're any team in the NFC playoff field, you don't want the Rams to emerge from the NFC West. Yeah. You take the Seahawks, you take the Cardinals, you even take the 49ers. Although if the 49ers would put it together well enough to get in, they'd be a force to be reckoned with, because that would mean they've basically run the table.
Yeah.
But the Rams are the team with the most realistic shot to make it out of the NFC West. They're the team you don't want. All right, let's take a break. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.